Hello everybody. Okay, I just want to make a quick cell phone video of the truck for sale, just so that you can get some more information. Now the very first thing I want to ask is please don't call the number on the truck. We're currently shut down for COVID like everybody else, and so nobody's monitoring that number. If you're interested at all, respond to the ad that I've put up. Okay, you can reply by email and we can get in touch that way. So nobody's going to answer your message if you call the number. Not right now anyway. Okay, so yeah, we're currently shut down for COVID, so it's given me a chance to get out and clean up the truck and do a little walk around video just to give you a better idea what's going on. So as you can see, I've got the steamer out, I've cleaned everything up. It's just nice to sterilize for you. So we'll start out, we have a ProChem titanium wand, and it's got a few modifications. It's got the green glide, it's got extended, keep that in mind. So this is the truck mount system that goes in it. Normally this is a Sapphire Scientific 460, as you can see, and they're about 30 grand just for the machine normally. So keep that in mind. So yeah, it's got a few hours on it, but again, owner maintained, all its oil changes, it's been kept up to date, it runs like brand new, there's no issues with it, it just runs beautifully. Probably the best machine. If you got this, you'd have the best machine in your area. As you can see, it's well maintained. It's got, oh, there we go, 1765. You hook the two hoses onto from the CDV to your two vacuum inlets, and what that does is it gives you 4 square inches of suction CFM. It increases your CFM. So you have more air sucking on the filter. I've got it set up for single outlet. I mean, you can change this if you want to go dual or whatever. And then I go to a 2.5 inch for my inlet into the box. The 2.5 goes to about 50 feet of 2.5 inch hose, right, as you can see right here. And then that'll run from your truck to the door, or maybe just inside the door, and then inside you have 2-inch hose, which I call the whip hose, which you can use inside. So you're going to get more vacuum. I'm more of a vacuum freak than a heat freak, although this thing gives plenty of heat too. You can see it has a stainless steel shelving system inside. I've got to the point now, after 20 years of this, of running minimal chems, so I mean, you could stock it up with more if you want, but you can hold all your chems and accessories there. You can see you could put your pads, your booties, you know, fire extinguisher, first aid kit, that's all there. A lot of these accessories will be included, probably most of them. You know, I just keep a small vac in there, and that's if you want to just clean up the big debris, and then you can go at it. The big machine will take care of the rest. Hey, that's up to you, up to your system. You can have that door screen. You can see the inside of the van is completely insulated. Now this insulation also extends inside the walls underneath all this black plastic here. So the whole thing is insulated, and what that helps in a Canadian winter, because all winter you can just install a little heater here, maybe a little fan, and you can run that outdoors and your system will never freeze. And I've run it for a couple of winters now and I've never had a problem. So that's in there like that. There's some extra adds. This is a 75-gallon waste tank, and I believe it's about 100-gallon fresh water. This is a chem injection system. As you can see, you can use it for injecting your cleaning chems, or you can use it for a rinse or even deodorizer or whatever you want. That's up to you. Okay, so this is your demand pump system. It's a newly updated one. It works beautifully. This is the kind of thing you don't want to let freeze. I've even got like a little thermostat in here, so that if it's a real cold winter night, I sometimes come out and just check on it, make sure it's okay, and it'll tell me right at the pump, right at the most critical part of the truck, to make sure I'm not in danger of anything freezing. So I've kept a good eye on it that way. This is a pump out system. It's that'll run you probably $2,500 if you just went to get that alone. Then you've got let's see. I think I got everything covered here. Of course, you know, I'll throw in some hoses. This is in case you need fresh water, although it's rare. I have made a minor modification on this truck where the bypass water to keep the temperature under control does go back directly into the fresh water. Some people don't like that. It's not stock. You're more than welcome to switch it back to stock if you like. But I find this is a way better way, and I've never had a problem with it. I've been running it for 2 years that way, and I've never had an issue. The difference being you can run all day without having to dump or fill doing it this way. But if you set it up stock, you'll be dumping and filling every hour of work or so, depending what you're doing. So that's up to you. Okay, so as you can see, I've got it all nice and cleaned up. This side panel, if you need to do any maintenance, which any vehicle or any truck, any machine needs maintenance once in a while, you know. So I'm not going to say you never have to do anything, but like I say, it runs like a top. You do your oil changes here, and you put your oil in there. This is where your oil filter comes out. Pretty easy. Air filter on top. Once in a blue moon, you might want to change that, or at least clean it out. So as you can see, it's easy to get in and work on. It doesn't have a problem with belts blowing like some of those models I've seen out there. I've had truck mounts in the past that have had problems. So long as you set it up and align it properly, your belts will last a long time. Like we're talking like 500 to 1,000 hours, just depending on your system, I guess, and your environmental status. So in there is where you would go if you were going to change your belts or tighten your belts. I do check them once in a while to make sure they're at the proper tightness. Part of the reason they last so long. And then you just adjust with these 4 bolts at the back as necessary, and you use your belt pressure gauge there. There's where you can check your blower oil level. You do have to go inside the waste tank once in a while, make sure that the basket inside there is clean, but you only have to do it once a week or so, because this thing pretty much cleans everything out. So at the end of your job, you can just clean that out. The way I do it is I just use a little pressure washer gun here. I just hook it up to the machine at the end of the job. I clean out my basket, and then I'm good to go for the next job with a perfectly clean filter. Other guys have different systems. Hey, that's up to you. Here's the passenger side. Hopefully you can see that. I've cleaned her up as good as you can. Remember, it's a work truck. You know, you can shine it up more if you want, but everything is good. Everything works. This is just where I keep my measuring stick. And she's a good band. She's pretty much brand new. So before you go offering half what it's worth or half what I'm asking, I want you to keep that in mind, that with the accessories, the tools, the machine, the truck, the insulating, everything I've done, I've probably sunk over 100 grand into this truck over the years. I know I can't get 100 grand for it, but I'm not going to take 20,000, 30,000 like some of the crazy stupid offers that I've been getting. Okay, if you can't afford my asking price, which is less than half of what I've put into it, then don't bother. Move on to the next truck. Okay, if you want to go the cheap route, that's up to you. Go the cheap route, but this is not the cheap route. Okay, this is not a cheap system. This is a good system. This is going to outshine your competition. This is going to attract customers. This is going to make you $400 by noon. So if you want this is what it's worth, okay? And so do not lowball my asking price. It's not going to get you anywhere. Other than that, there you go. I hope that gave you a pretty good idea of what the truck looks like. If you're still interested, then you're more than welcome to send me a message, and we can talk from there. Have a good